Hello, welcome to Celebrity Liar. My name is Andrew Hill Newman, and if this show were a lemon meringue pie, I would be the crust. Our celebrity guests would be the delicious lemon custard, and the meringue, the sweet, beautiful meringue that tops the whole thing, is my co-host, Valerie Aslin. It was a whole pie thing.
I like that. I like that.
Because I'm crusty
Never been on
and
one.
flaky. The game we play here is simple. Two celebrities are going to tell you the same story as if it happened to them. In truth, it only happened to one of them. It's going to be up to you, the audience, to decide who's the liar.
And I will be here with you in the chat room, taking your questions and comments and passing them along to our celebrity guests. And when we tally the votes, I will read the answer.
Yeah, so get on into that chat room if you are not already. If you're still watching on the front page of theroomlive.com, click on the bar down there that says Chat and View Larger. It'll bring you to a new page where you can do both those things, and you'll be able to vote for who the liar is. And speaking of who the liar might be, let's get to our celebrity guests. Our first guest is an extremely talented and accomplished musician and actress. She has graced a wide variety of television programs, including but certainly not limited to Full House, Desperate Housewives, and The Practice. You can catch her in the upcoming film The Chateau Marot, and you can buy her CD called Grateful, Marla Sokoloff. Her opponent is an extremely talented and funny actress who you've enjoyed on such shows as Misguided, Californication, Arrested Development. On the big screen, you've loved her, of course, in The Grand and 13 Going on 30. And you can catch her on the upcoming CBS series called Mad Love. Judy Greer is in the house. Hello, Judy. Hello, Marla.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's nice and warm.
It is. It's a little toasty in here, and we're gonna pretend like we're not schwitzing. Which is why, instead of going to our soundproof booth, Marla and Judy stepped outside, or Marley. They stepped outside where it's a little cooler than it is in here, and they exchanged some private personal stories. Lily has titled them and placed them deep within the now legendary bowl of stories. And if you guys are ready, we're gonna kind of just jump right into this thing. We're gonna put 2 minutes on the clock, and Judy Greer was selected to go first, and she is going to tell us a story that we call Alone Schmalone.
Oh, do I start? Okay. So this story, I guess this happened to me, I'm going to say like 8, maybe 9 years ago. I decided to take a trip by myself after yet another horrific breakup. I decided I was going to not wait around for someone who could afford to go with me or take me to Spain, which is where I wanted to go, but I would go by myself because I'm like an adult and I'm independent and I'm a woman and I can travel by myself. Well, okay, so turns out it really fucking sucks to go on a trip all by yourself in a country where you don't speak the language. But I persevered, and every day I got really depressed as the sun would go down at the thought of having to eat dinner by myself. But I was going to go to these restaurants that I wanted to go to. So I get in a taxi one night, and I'm all ready. I'm got my outfit on, and I give him the address I had written on a piece of paper, and the guy speaks a little English. I speak, of course, no Spanish. And so he speaks a little English, and he starts to say to me, like, oh, this is a great restaurant. Who are you going to meet there? You must be going to meet your fiancé at this wonderful restaurant. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And he's like, your boyfriend? I'm like, no, not my boyfriend. Friends, girlfriends? I'm like, no, I'm alone. And he's like, you're alone. You're alone. I don't know that word. He had never heard that word, alone. So he wanted me to look it up in his Spanish to English dictionary. And then I have to define this word alone. I have to look it up in his dictionary, which he hands back. And then he's like, alone. So that means that you have no one. You're all by yourself. You have no one ever with you ever. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't. I'm alone on this trip with nobody. He hands back a little computer translator that he wants me to type the word in, and we finally pull up to the restaurant, and I'm now about to cry, and he says, you know, like,
Go ahead.
if
What did he
you'd
say?
like, I would have dinner with you. And I said, no thanks, I'd rather eat alone.
Wow. It's funny and sad at the same time, and almost plausible. But I understand that something similar may have happened to you, Marla.
Yes. Well, I had gotten out of a very long relationship, and I decided, well, I had always wanted to go to Paris, not Barcelona. And so, you know, it just, you know, it's that period of time where you're just feeling like, I just want to do something by myself. You know what? I'm independent. I'm finally single. I'm just going to go and do it. Screw this guy. So I got on a plane and I went to Paris. And, you know, when I got there, I kind of realized that's not all it's cracked up to be. When you're by yourself and you see people at the Eiffel Tower getting engaged and in love and walking the streets hand in hand, and I kind of just wanted to kill everybody, so it just made me super aggro and angry instead of, you know, content and alone. So the night before I left, I decided I'm just gonna go to a restaurant, because I had this long list that my friend had printed out for me of all these places that you have to eat. So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go to this one pizza place that she was like, you have to go to this place. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I get into this cab, and this chatty Kathy is just talking to me about like, oh, where have you gone? Have you gone here? Have you gone there? And I'm like, no, I haven't gone there. And I didn't want to explain to him that I've been holed up in my hotel room drunk dialing my ex-boyfriend. And that's basically how I spent my time in Paris. So that's not funny. That's really what happened. So anyway, so he said, oh, are you meeting like girlfriends here? Is that why you're in Paris? Are you on like a girls trip? And I said, no, I'm actually just here by myself. And he said, oh, who are you meeting at the restaurant? And I said, nobody, I'm just going by myself. And he said, what do you mean? I said, I'm alone. And he said, alone? What's alone? And what do you mean, what's alone? Alone, I'm alone, I'm all by myself, no one's with me. So he pulls out this dictionary from his glove box and he hands it to me, and it's this like French-English dictionary, and he asked me to circle the word alone so he could go home and look it up on like French Wikipedia or something to see what alone meant. And then at the end, he felt bad for me and asked me if he could come eat with me. And obviously I told him no, because I'd rather be alone.
Wow. I kind of believe both of you. Yeah, she timed hers a little better.
Because it really happened, so
I'm not quite sure
I didn't
yet
have to embellish.
who's lying. If you already know who's lying, you can go ahead and vote. Is the liar Marla or Judy? And I'll remind you, they don't want to win this vote. Whoever you vote for as the liar is going to lose this round. And this story really did happen to one of them, unfortunately, and I'm not sure which. But if you have any questions to try and get at the truth, go ahead and type them into the chat room, and Val will pass them along to Judy and Marla. I've got a couple questions of my own. Marla, let me ask you this as you drink. How soon after the breakup was this trip?
You know, I think it was about 2 weeks. Like, I was still freshly, you know, wounded.
You were still singing and drunk dialing.
Exactly. It was very new.
And just to see if you're lying, you don't have to expose anything too personal, but what were the initials of the guy that you broke up with?
Oh, I don't think I'm going to tell that part. Sorry.
Interesting. All right. Judy, how about you? How fresh on the heels of the breakup was this trip?
This was my like pussy way of taking a break. Like I was gonna break up with them, but I said like I just want to take a break for a little while. So that was probably about like, I would say it was think it was like a couple weeks, but I don't remember exactly the timing of it. But I know that that was like the idea.
Interesting.
Like,
And so you were
really-
planning this trip before you told him about the break.
No, he knew about the break, but I had already decided to break. I wasn't very good at like breaking up with guys, so I'd be like, I think I just want to take a little time, and that would be like.
And you've
what
gotten
I
better at
thought.
that since?
Yeah, just yeah. Well.
Yeah, okay. Say Val, save me. Are there any questions from the chat room?
Yes, we actually we have a buttload of questions. I don't know if I can even say that, but since it's the World Wide Web, I can.
You can say that.
I know. All right, first question is for Judy.
Okay.
Boston Tracy would like to know what part of Spain?
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Barcelona. I like
With
this.
a little, I did do like a couple. I went to Mallorca for like 2 days in the middle, like because I was there like over one weekend. So
I
I
like
broke
it.
it up. Which also horrible idea. Go to a beachy party place without with
Sexy time.
yeah.
All right. And then this question is for Marla, which I really like this question. It's from Egg Bake. And he would like to know, or she would like to know, what is the French word for alone, Marla?
You know, I don't even know the language. I mean, I went
There
there,
you go.
I just wanted to go to France, and that was the stupid part of it, is like I didn't even think to learn the language.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, because they're known for being so warm to
They're
foreigners.
Right.
so
Speak their language.
receptive to new people not knowing their language.
Judy, do you by any chance remember what the Spanish word for alone was?
No, I've even tried to learn Spanish since, but no. Lo siento, no hablo español. That's what I said for 10 days. I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish.
It's solo. I got no
Solo.
French, but I do know.
Oh, that's good.
I think somebody in the chat room should type in, what is the French word for alone?
Yeah,
And what's
yeah.
the Spanish word? Hello. Like somebody watching must know. All
I
right.
even take German because I'm.
And we have a question from Tam Devan that I think will apply to both of you here. How old were you when you did said trip?
I'm not
overseas?
saying.
Okay, let's go with this. How long ago was it? You said 8 or 9
I'm
years?
going with 9 years.
Okay, 9 years. How about for you? How
Mine
far
was
from
7 years ago.
Do you have a desire to go back to Paris with somebody?
Yeah, I would like to go back with my husband.
So it hasn't been totally ruined for you.
No.
And the cab driver, Judy, old man, young man,
Older,
facial hair, nothing. What do you look like?
beard, mustache. He smelled bad.
Now
So
you're just
that's
being
the same-
stereotypical.
I know.
That's not
But
fair.
the facial hair and Mallorca, nice additional detail. So I'm just gonna say whether it's true or not.
I think it's stereotypical
I'm
of her to
not
mention
bad.
like smelly facial hair.
Interesting. So it's a typical
Just
embellishment.
saying.
He didn't Febreze his beard, to quote Zach Galifianakis from Saturday Night Live. Which is awesome.
All right, I have decided who I believe the liar is, and I'm going to write it down. If you guys have more questions, we can take a couple more questions if you got
Yes.
them.
Well, we have another one from Egg Bake. And what made you pick the particular restaurant?
Oh, when I was shopping early on in the trip, there was this book called Be Guided, I think it was called, that was like it was like a free book that said like shops and restaurants, like hit places to go within Barcelona, but I think that they did it for like lots of different cities in Europe because it's kind of like 944, but for Spain or I don't know, but it was in there and it looked awesome and there was cool people and I was like, someone in this restaurant surely will speak English and be my friend. But that didn't happen.
No. Didn't.
And you picked a pizza place in Paris?
Well, yeah, because, you know, my friend who gave me this list, she said that this was the very best pizza place that in the world, not even in Italy, but in Paris. Like, you gotta go to get this pizza. And she couldn't stop talking about it before I left. So I thought, she's gonna kill me when I get back and I haven't had this pizza.
I believe that because I just had some good Middle Eastern food in Italy. That's all.
So that would make sense. If you can get good Middle Eastern food in Italy, you can get good pizza in Paris.
Right.
All right, this is who I think the liar is this time. I'm going to share it with Judy and Marla. And why don't you go ahead and vote, because we're going to close up that voting and we're going to find out if you agree with me, whether we've chosen the same liar in this round. Do we have a result yet, Val?
I think we're very close here.
Oh, we're tabulating.
We're tabulating. My head computer is cooking numbers as we speak. I know, it cooks them really well. Here's
Yeah,
our
here you
final
could cook-
tally.
Okay.
Okay. 55% of our voters
Very
think
close.
that Marla is the liar.
Oh, interesting. 55% of you. I agree with you. I think Marla's lying too, not just because of pizza in Paris, but partially because.
Shit, Middle Eastern food in Italy. Come
Yeah.
I didn't
yeah.
actually, that was a
Okay,
lie.
so. Ah! Let's find out who really was lying. Will the real liar please reveal yourself by dramatically raising your hand? Oh, we were right. Judy was telling the truth, so she gets a point for that round. Judy Greer is winning 1-0, and you know they're not just playing for honor. No. These women are playing for a shot at $115 million in tonight's Mega Millions drawing. And being the philanthropic celebrities that they are, I'm sure they will be donating a generous yet undisclosed portion of their winnings to some worthy charity. Let's find out what charities they're supporting. Judy, who are you playing for? Judy's playing for nobody. How about Marla?
I thought it was at my charity.
Homeboy Industries.
Homeboy Industries. Very good.
Yeah.
We like them.
Do you?
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Okay, and how about you?
I'm playing for Best Friends Animal Society.
Both good. I hope you both win hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, so that both charities can benefit, and because it would be great publicity for the show.
Oh.
When you think about
Yeah.
it.
Charitable,
Oh, yeah.
probably.
Oh, we gave away
Say those
millions on the
things.
web show. All right, we're going to move on to round 2. And Marla, the pressure's going to be on you because you're going to be going first this time. We're going to get a fresh 2 minutes on the clock. And Marla, you are going to tell us a story that we call Money Shot.
Okay. Oh, yeah. This is a story I actually don't like to think about too often. But I was working a few years ago on a pretty big job that I was really excited to get. And of course, the show called for me to be scantily clad in a scene. And when I read this in the script, I dreaded. I, did the whole actress thing where you don't really eat too many foods beforehand. And I was really nervous and prepared to do this. And I had those little pasty things on my tatas. And I was wearing a thong, a beige thong, so you couldn't see, anything inappropriate. And I had to literally run from, let's say where this chair is to where Judy is. It wasn't even very far. And so I'm all prepared to do it, and I have to hold my friends here and run. And when they said action, I don't know what happened. I just got really, really nervous, and I started running, and I just felt my feet fall underneath me, and I slid, major ate shit and just slid. But it wasn't just a normal fall that I do 10 times a day. This was a naked fall, and that's a very special kind of fall, because there's a whole other level of embarrassment that you don't normally feel when you just generally fall. And I fell, and as I fell, I felt the entire crew just gasp for air as they're staring at my tits and, whatever else is hanging out. And then as I fell, I felt the robe that someone just threw on me land on my naked body. And then I also felt the extreme pain that I was in because I was covered in my own blood, because as I landed, I had cuts from whatever I hit on the way down. So I was cut and bleeding, and this robe landed on me. And to this day, every time I run into somebody from this particular job, they mention it. And I still can't really think about it until you made me bring it up.
Very well told with 3 seconds to spare. I'm sorry you took such an embarrassing fall, if indeed you did.
I 100% did.
It's possible that Judy may have fallen in such a similar manner.
Shall I tell you about it?
Please, I'd love to hear it.
Well, all right then. I'm going to say it was 5 years ago. And I got a job on a television show that I was very, very excited about. And it was my first day of work on the show, and in this first scene, which happens at the end of the episode, but of course I have to shoot it first, and I don't know anyone on set, and I don't barely even remember my director's name or anything. I have to be naked running from the back of this room, this hallway, to a door in front of me. So they put the stickers on my tits, and I'm wearing the nude thong and the whole thing, and they've assured me that it's all going to be very tasteful. But when time comes, action, there's no one around. It's just me naked with a camera on me, like holding my boobs and running towards my mark. Well, in the scene, there's like gack everywhere. And I hit a little patch of some kind of water had spilled with the wreckage, and I go sliding kind of like this way, like into my mark, and I'm like holding myself, so no more holding my boobs, and I'm sliding along a floor that's covered in debris and like some pebbles and shards of things, so I've now like torn up my arms, my elbows, my ass, my thighs, my calves, some of this one heel right there, and I get to my end mark and I hear someone go, "Cut!" And then there's nothing. There's no sound. There's nothing. And I feel this like robe kind of drift from the air on top of me. And I realize that like I'm just laying there naked, and someone thankfully had thrown the robe over me, but still no one was there to help me up.
Wow. With 10 seconds to spare, well told. Once again, if you know who the liar is, you can go ahead and vote anytime. I am a little torn.
I'm torn too.
I believe it
I
could have.
believe both.
Interesting.
don't
So
know
if you
that
have
I've
any
ever said that
questions to
before.
try and get at the
Really?
truth, feel
Yeah.
free to pass them along. Marla, you said you fall down 10 times a day, not naked. Are you a klutzy person, or do you fall?
Yeah, beyond klutzy.
Wow. You know what's also sad is that the producer and me, once I heard you were cut up, was like, oh, it must have taken so long to reset since you had a new shoot it again.
Well, yeah, and the woman who threw the robe on me, I had worked with her before, and so, you know, she just knows that I'm klutzy, so she's like, come with me, and so she took me into this room, and I just sat there sobbing, naked with the robe and the blood, and she was like, it's okay. She said, it's fine, nobody cares, everybody's so nice here, and
People fall naked all the time.
people remember when you fall naked.
And was this a feature film or a television program?
Television.
And so I'm assuming you said it was television too. This must be a cable show of some sort, if it had such a risk.
Nope.
No, really?
Network.
Wow. And how about yours? Was it a cable venture?
Network.
Really? I'm watching the wrong shows if they got all these nude scenes on the network now. Val, do we have any questions from the chat room?
Oh yes. Weird that these stories would inspire questions. I don't know. We have one from Marla Rocks. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yes, she does.
Marla
my new best
Rocks.
friend,
I know,
whoever they
right?
are.
Marla Rocks would like to know what show were you working on? People want the names here.
Am I allowed to say
Sure.
because it was Desperate Housewives?
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
See, okay. And you, lady friend, anything?
CSI Miami.
Yo, I like
Miami.
it. Miami.
Not actually shot in Miami, by the way.
What?
That's
For
a
all
fun
you
fact.
watching at home.
No.
No, it's here.
No,
Manhattan Beach
another
Building.
lie.
That's one where he takes off his sunglasses, puts them back on. says
Constantly,
dramatic.
constantly, and screams, Diet Coke, Diet Coke, on and off and on and off, nonstop with that one.
We have a question from Eggbake. Marla, was the fall on tape? I don't know why someone wants to know that.
That's the real problem of the story. See, is it is. We were filming, so some editor definitely had a
Someone
lot of
has
fun.
it.
I don't know where it is.
Someone
And
has
I
a
just
blooper
choose to not
reel.
really think about that because that will keep me in therapy longer than I already have to be in therapy for other things.
And so I'm assuming I'll start with you. You had to reshoot it. You had to shoot. You had to do another
Yeah, well,
take.
we had
clearly.
to
This is the
just
first take.
pause for a bit for me to.
Yeah. And so,
Stop
do you remember
hysterically
how many
crying.
takes you had to do of this run? Like, did you get it on the next one, and then you?
I don't even remember. I mean, honestly, it was such a blur. Since I just remember this, like, pivotal part of the experience.
And you scraped yourself up falling down. What was the set like? Was it an interior? Was it a room?
Yeah, it was. We were filming in a set of a living room, basically.
And yours, there was gravel on the floor. Or was
It
an
was like
exterior, or?
someone had broken in and ransacked
Sure.
the room.
That's a word.
So I was coming out.
They
hearing-
ransacked
They
it.
ransacked the room,
Interesting.
and there was pebbles everywhere. No, I'm kidding. There was
pebbles.
shards of fake. It was like fake glass, but dirt.
So let me
Gray
ask you,
glass.
this is a room that's been tossed because of some sort of criminal activity. What are you doing naked in there?
Because
what was
I
your
was taking a shower and I hear something and I have to come out to see what's gone on, and there was like a crime was committed.
Sure. And so the writers in the room said, okay, she's getting out of the shower, wrap herself in a towel? No, let's get her
never.
in a towel.
Towels,
Yeah,
what?
no, that would
No.
be silly. All right, what else we got from the chat room, Val?
All right. Tam DeVan would like to know what part of your body did you fall on?
I was like on my back. I fell butt first and then scooted kind of back to feet towards that way.
And this was the same for you, feet out from under you, kind of slide?
Mine was like feet from under me, but I'm trying to figure out. Somehow there was a lot of damage to the knees. So I'm trying to
That was
figure
from
out.
a different thing.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Dirty. Yes, I
Yeah, I just. I'm trying to figure out how that went down.
did. That's how you got the job.
No, that's not all right.
So true.
If only we
Where
were.
is that damn casting couch, by the way?
I've heard so much about
I'm
it.
not above that.
It's West Hollywood Boulevard. We're
Is that
looking
where it
at
is? I'm gonna have to walk over there after
It's
this.
in a party bus.
I gotta
This is
find
who
it.
I think is lying this time. I'm going to share it with Marla and Judy. Though I think both of them did an extremely excellent job of making us think they were telling the truth. I know who I think is lying. So why don't you go ahead and vote, and let's see if we agree. I'm going to remind you that whoever wins this vote loses this round. So they don't want your vote. They don't want to be the liar. They want to be the truther.
The truther.
Yeah, or maybe we change the show to Celebrity Truther. Yeah.
I can't even say that in American English.
Say, Val, do we have a result
Yes,
of the
we
vote?
do. 73% think that Judy is the liar.
A more overwhelming majority this time, and once again, we agree. I believe this was your story, and I don't know. Let's find out who the real liar is. Will the real liar please announce it? Yeah. All right.
I'm just curious, what gave it away?
Well, I didn't quite understand how they broke in loudly enough to make a mess and why you'd be in the shower.
No, because I actually I was on the show, but I played a nanny. None of it happened, but obviously. But I was just wondering.
But he did take his sunglasses on and off a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
non-stop.
All right, the exciting news is that
1-1.
it's 1-1. It's a tie, which means it all comes down to the lightning round. The lightning round works like this. Before the show, both Judy and Marla were kind enough to send me lists of facts and supposed facts about themselves. I have chosen some of these facts at random almost and typed them up on these very official looking cards. We'll start with you, Judy, reading your supposed facts to Marla. And Marla, like lightning, I would like you to respond true or lie to each of these. Judy, you'll move through them after she's answered like lightning to each of them.
Wait,
Yes.
so I have to answer.
You say it. No, you don't tell her whether she's right or not. We'll do that later. You just say each one, and then she'll say true or lie, and we'll go to the next one.
Okay, ready?
So true or false or true or lie? Would it
Either
be-
one.
Okay.
But I have
Just
to.
asking.
I
I
have
think
to.
wanna be
lie.
clear
I
about
think
this.
lie's
I don't-
cooler.
You think
Lie.
I want to be cooler.
Okay, do lie.
So lie.
And I talk really fast when she's done.
You just say the next one.
Okay.
I'll write it down.
Okay.
You've seen the show, right?
Well, don't have like a speech impediment. Don't go so fast
No,
that I
but
don't know
I'm
what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. I've never seen any Star Wars movies.
True. Well, I think.
It's lightning. Like
Lightning.
lightning.
Well, I think she
Nope.
has mine.
No.
Lightning.
No.
True.
Isn't that cool?
I won a Christmas tree in a raffle.
True.
I broke my nose in a pillow fight as an adult.
Lie.
I rear-ended 6 cars.
True.
I like to chew gum that's old and hard.
Lie.
All right. We'll find out how she did in a moment.
So you stumped me there for
How
a
about that,
second.
huh?
That's not fair having me
No.
go first and look like a schmuck.
No, now she'll know. Because now we'll know why.
Now you're gonna
Like
look
lightning,
a
you're going to
schmuck.
respond, and I'm going to schwitz. Okay, go ahead.
I have never seen any Star Wars movies.
Wait, these are mine.
No?
False.
I pierced my own belly button.
True.
My ex-boyfriend has my name tattooed on his back.
True.
I have broken my right ankle 5 times.
False.
I once ate wasabi thinking it was green tea ice cream.
True.
Seriously.
Yes, the confusion was born of the fact that these two
Dummy.
friends both sent as one of their facts or supposed facts, I have never seen any Star Wars
We have to have a
movies.
slumber party.
Totally cracked me up.
We both said that. That's so cool.
Okay, Judy, let's find out how you did on Marla's lightning round. She said she had never seen any Star Wars movies. You said it's false, but it's true. So you don't get a point for that one.
Neither. Oh.
No, we already know. She said she pierced her own belly button. You said true. That's not true. You're 0 for 2. She said her ex-boyfriend has her name tattooed on his back. You said true. No, a lie. A lie. She said she's broken her right ankle 5 times. You said false. And we already learned she's klutzy. She said 10 times a day. That was true.
I got everyone wrong.
No, you do get a point because she did once eat wasabi thinking it was green tea ice cream. Took a whole spoon of it.
Horrible.
Oh,
How much wasabi did they give you?
It was like an ice cream. It's like a bite of ice cream. And one of my loser stoner friends was like, "Here, you want some?" And I did it.
Wow, because I was with a guy who did it on a dare once, had a spoonful of wasabi, and we were thrown out because his reaction was so loud. It's hard to take a spoonful of wasabi.
It was really bad.
Okay, so Judy got 1 point because she got 1 right, which means you need to get 2, at least 2. 1 to tie, 2 to win.
Hopefully I do.
You said you'd never seen any Star Wars movies. She said it was true. It is true because you guys are that similar, so she gets a point for that one.
We haven't seen those movies.
You said that you won a Christmas tree in a raffle. She said it was true. It was false. It's still 1 to 1.
Like
car
you
wash
would do
in a
something like
raffle.
that.
She said she broke her nose in a pillow fight as an adult. You said false, but no, you actually did do that. It is still tied 1 to 1. She said she likes to chew gum that's old and hard. You said that couldn't be true, but
That's gross.
really?
I like to chew it with an ice cube in the beginning to harden the gum.
Wow.
And then all the flavor goes away, though.
I know.
Yeah, when most people spit it out, that's when you want to
I'm like,
get
I'll
going.
take it.
Give it to me.
Which means it's still tied. If you get this last one right, you will be our winner, Marla. She said she rear-ended 6 cars. You said it's true. Actually, it is true. Congratulations to Marla Sokoloff, who has won by a margin of 2 to 1. Judy, just for being here and losing, you get 1 shot at $115 million. But Marla, you get 5 shots.
No.
I've never played the
100
lottery. I should have made that one of my facts.
Yeah, maybe
so
for next time when I
exciting.
urge you to come back and play again,
Okay.
because you both have been great. I want to remind all of you about Mad Love coming up on CBS mid-season,
watch it.
which is going to be great. And I want to remind you about a great CD called Grateful,
Thank
which
you.
it's really wonderful.
Very sweet.
And I want to thank them both for being such great guests because they were fantastic. In the Room Live, which is a bit of the sauna live this evening, so
Very
I thank
sauna.
them for being here. I want to thank Valerie Aslin for doing such a great job once again as the co-host. I would like to thank the indefatigable Melanie Marquez for everything great that she does for us. I want to thank Lily Kaziska for doing such a great job helping out producing tonight. And as always, I want to thank Michael Davis, Robin Rouzan, and Matt Edwards, and everyone else here in the Room Live that makes this possible. If this is your first time here at the Room Live, come back. They got more than just us. They got cooking shows, they got live music, they got comedy, they got sports shows. Come back here. This is a great portal on your internet. But of all the people I want to thank, I mostly want to thank you for clicking on us, and I hope you had a good time. Good night. Thanks for watching.